Because we brought you that press conference, of course. Erin's been looking through the papers, of course, digesting that strike at that hospital in Gaza.
That's right, Stuart. Not everyone agrees, though, on who was responsible for that strike. I'll start with the Palestinian paper Al-Quds, which headlines on the hundreds, I quote, of martyrs killed in an Israeli bomb. The paper saying that it's yet another massacre targeting, this time, the thousands of displaced Gazans that were taking refuge there. Now, Hezbollah paper Al-Akhbar says that there are, quote, no words left for the atrocity. The paper also saying that Jordan has canceled the summit that it was supposed to host today between the American, Egyptian, Palestinian Authority leaders, as well as the Jordanian king. And finally, when I say that not everyone agrees on who was behind the strike, now that is based on Israeli Defense Force claims that an Islamic Jihad rocket misfire caused that hospital blast. The IDF says that it was not operating in the area at the time, adding that Gaza-based terror organizations regularly fire rockets indiscriminately towards Israel, which endangers residents of Gaza. Of course, for now, neither of these claims have been independently confirmed or denied.
Of course, it comes just ahead of Joe Biden's visit that we've been talking about as well, precisely aimed at preventing that conflict from spreading. What are the papers saying on that, Erin?
Well, I think that the French paper Libération sums it up very well on its front page this morning. Joe Biden in the tinderbox, the paper says. It says that his impromptu visit essentially has to juggle two essentially contradictory goals. One is reinforcing determination to eradicate Hamas by showing full solidarity with Israel yet again. And the other is to try and establish limits on Israel's next steps as far as Gaza goes. The editorialist argues, though, that that can't be enough. He says that invasions of Afghanistan and Iraq were provoked by terrorist attacks seen widely as legitimate and still ended in political and humanitarian disaster. The suggestion, of course, being that that needs to be avoided this time around. It also made the front page of Le Temps, the Swiss paper, this morning. I'd like to zoom in on that cartoon that you see here. It says Israel also took a hostage, and that's Joe Biden, kind of the irony there. And then finally, Stuart, the Wall Street Journal says that this visit could have serious implications for Biden's legacy, especially because he's vowed to end, quote, forever wars. The U.S. paper saying that by traveling to the region, he's putting his personal security and credibility on the line. This could have consequences for him, especially as the Democrats transition in the past few years towards having more and more sympathy for the Palestinian cause.
And his visit shedding light, really, Erin, on some of the past failures of Western-led diplomatic efforts, doesn't it?
That's right. The Guardian did a huge spread on this morning. Diplomats stand charged with their own collective system failure, says the paper, at the heart of which is treating the Palestinian issue as best managed rather than solved. The piece says that the violence today is the ultimate expression of this. Now, foreign policy focuses on one of those perceived failures, and that's Washington's partnership with Qatar. The article details how the country kind of plays both ends of the fence when it comes to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and that, again, what we're seeing today is kind of at least indirectly a consequence of that.
Erin, thanks so much. Erin Agunke looking at the papers for us here on France 24, slightly curtailed because we brought you that press conference a little earlier on in the bulletin. We'll have the very latest, of course, covering the situation in Gaza and Israel after the break, so stay with us.